Welcome to another edition of the KTTH Roundtable, where Bryan Suits and I, we speak about issues around a literal round table. So this week, the Supreme Court decided that they would hear the presidential immunity case with Donald Trump and Jack Smith. We all, of course, knew that this was going to happen. And I noticed this week, the talking heads over at MSNBC, they are very, very upset. You had Rachel Maddow, Chris Hayes, and others say, oh, look at them interfering with the election because now it's going to push the case until most likely after the election. And the only thing I can think of as I was watching these imbeciles speak is that, hey guys, you were the ones who said nothing when Jack Smith waited 3 years to bring charges against Donald Trump, which was, of course, timed specifically to interfere with the election. No one said anything. No one said anything.
And this is piggybacking on the narrative that a guy who told an unarmed flash mob to go and delay a congressional vote for 12 hours is somehow a threat to all of our democracy and the whole thing. And so now it's that the calendar, which is now moved to the right, and I had no plans this summer, so it's going to be, watch the federal one. But no, if you've noticed, all of their programming, their live programming, it starts at 2 a.m. No matter what the other news is, the first 10 minutes are dedicated to Trump, and that's on orders from the White House. So, I mean, they should be thankful.
Well, Ari Melber starts every single show because it's always on in the studio when I get in and I have to change it. I wonder who puts it on MSNBC in the morning. And it's always breaking news. Here's some update on a Trump trial issue. Every single time.
Yeah.
Every single day. I'm not even joking.
No, I mean, it's a consistent White House to MSNBC hotline. I mean, literal in some cases because Biden literally will talk in person with Joe Scarborough, and they'll unveil talking points at 2 a.m. Then the final cut at 3 a.m. So yeah, they have material all summer long.
Yeah. What do you got?
As a broadcaster, I'm happy for them. Well, you know that you're in Seattle if your stuff has been stolen and you just stepped in human poop. You know that you're in Salt Lake when you have your stuff with you and you haven't stepped in poop. Seattle is the least religious large metro area in the U.S. 64% of the people never attend church, not just church, but whatever, any faith. I've lived in Salt Lake and I've lived in Seattle. And I can tell you, I would take Salt Lake in a heartbeat. And also, put my cards on the table. I'm agnostic, but I like living around people of faith. They're a lot more consistent. And I know this, in 2 years in Salt Lake, there were times I didn't lock my car in downtown Salt Lake. I think that
I wouldn't do that nowadays, but
I mean, there's a consistency when you're surrounded by people in a faith community. Like now.
That's the word, though. It creates community.
Yeah.
And communities care about one another, right? You've got people who are there who, sure, faith is obviously a big part of their moral compass and driving them towards caring about one another. But when you come together as a community, you actually start to care about what happens. And so you do what you can to cut back on the homelessness and the drug issues. Now, it's not perfect, of course. Salt Lake City, actually, from a homeless perspective, has been an absolute mess. But that's not due to faith or lack thereof. It's due to policy.
And also there's community faith-based organizations that really work in Salt Lake City that would not tolerate a meth head stealing your excavator and mining diamonds and gold on Beacon Hill. They wouldn't allow that.
Oh my God, that happened 17 times. Relax.
I know, sorry. There's a line and that crosses mine.
Yes, it
sorry.
does. We'll see you next week.